For the first time ever, one of Kim Jong-un's 7 personal physicians breaks his silence. Dr. Park Min-ho had accessed North Korea's inner circle, never speaks about private hospitals stocked with Swiss medications, while regular citizens die without a single IV bag. This isn't propaganda. This is a first-hand account from inside the regime's medical fortress, revealing why even those with everything to lose choose bullets over privilege. For more exclusive testimonies from inside North Korea's ruling class, subscribe and become part of our investigative community. I was the doctor who checked Kim Jong-un's blood pressure every single day. Can you believe that? My name is Park Min-ho. I'm 52 years old. I live near Mansudae in Pyongyang in a very special apartment complex. You know that glamorous Pyongyang you see on TV? That's exactly where I was. The Mansumgang Research Institute. Ever heard of it? It's North Korea's top medical facility, responsible for the health of 3 generations: Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, and Kim Jong-un. I worked there for 15 years as an internal medicine specialist. For the last 5 years, I was one of Kim Jong-un's 7 personal physicians. Every morning at 6, the phone would ring. "Comrade, this morning's appointment is at 9 o'clock. A call from the security command." I'd wash up, eat breakfast, put on my suit, and ride in a black Mercedes to work. You know what it means to have a personal car in North Korea, right? When I arrived at the institute, I'd wait until summoned. Then I'd go into Kim Jong-un's office or residence. I'd check his blood pressure, monitor his pulse, measure his blood sugar. Every morning, every evening. "Comrade, my blood pressure's a bit high today, isn't it?" That one sentence would freeze my entire body. It wasn't even my fault. Blood pressure fluctuates with stress and sleep, but in the North, that becomes the doctor's responsibility. I was paid in foreign currency, 500 US dollars a month. An ordinary North Korean worker makes about 5,000 won monthly, so by exchange rate, my salary was 100 times higher. An absurd gap. With that money, I shopped at foreign currency stores. Swiss chocolate, French wine, Japanese electronics, all there. During holidays, my wife and I would go shopping together, picking items like we were at a department store. Our apartment had 4 rooms. Hot water ran all day. Electricity never cut out. It stayed warm even in winter. You know how extraordinary that is in North Korea? Even regular Pyongyang apartments lose power for hours every day. My daughter attended Kim Il-sung University's medical school. My son went to Kim Chek University of Technology, the absolute elite track in North Korea. No bribes needed for admission. My position took care of that. We received special rations too. Every holiday, 20 kilograms of rice, 5 kilograms of pork, cooking oil, sugar. While ordinary citizens survived on corn porridge, we ate rice with meat side dishes. By all accounts, I was doing incredibly well in North Korea. But if you asked me whether I was happy, well, every morning when I opened my eyes, my chest felt tight. Will I make it through today safely? That's all I could think about. If something went wrong with Kim Jong-un's health, it was my responsibility. Prescribe the wrong medication and I'd lose my head. If a colleague made a mistake, I could be punished under collective responsibility. Even at home, I never had peace. I knew my phone was tapped. The TV was monitored. The computer was inspected. Even drinking with friends required caution. One evening, I came home from work. My mother was cooking in the kitchen. She's from Hamhung, lost my father during the Korean War, and raised 3 children alone. "Min-ho, why do you look like that lately? Like you're at a funeral every day." "I'm fine, Mother." "Fine?" A mother knows her son's face. "You're struggling, aren't you?" My throat tightened, but I held it in. There might be listening devices even inside the house. My wife was a pharmacist. She worked at the same institute, managing Kim Jong-un's medications. You know where those medicines came from? Switzerland, Germany, Japan. The highest grade pharmaceuticals North Korea couldn't dream of producing. One day, my wife came home sighing. I went to a regular hospital today to deliver supplies. They didn't have a single IV bag. They were reusing syringes. And the anesthesia situation. My heart sank. Our medicine warehouse was stacked with hundreds of boxes of Swiss painkillers, but regular hospitals didn't have a single IV bag. Is this normal? Is this really a people's country? That's when it started, I think. The doubt. In the evenings, I'd eat with my daughter and son. She was 25. He was 20. My daughter asked, "Dad, could I get into the Mansumgang Research Institute? If you work hard, sure. Is working there really good? They say the pay is great and the treatment is excellent." I didn't know how to answer. Should I say it's good Should I say it's terrifying? Study hard. That was all I could manage. At night, I'd wonder, how will these children live their lives? Will they enjoy privileges like me while trembling with anxiety every day? Or will our family collapse overnight someday? In North Korea, no matter how high you climb, you're never safe. The higher you go, the more dangerous it becomes. My apartment complex had over 20 CCTV cameras. In elevators, hallways, parking lots. Every entry and exit was recorded. Back then, I thought this was normal. We're serving the supreme leader. This level of surveillance is natural, I thought. Or rather, I tried to think that. Looking back now, it's absurd. A bird in a gilded cage mistaking confinement for freedom. The feed was good, the water was clean, the cage was splendid, so I tried to believe I was happy. But a cage is still a cage. It didn't take long to realize that. Something terrifying happened soon after. It was spring 2020. While COVID swept the world, North Korea sealed its borders completely. Trade with China stopped. All foreigners were expelled. The entire country became a giant prison, or rather, it had always been a prison, it just got tighter. That summer, Kim Jong-un's health deteriorated rapidly. He lost massive amounts of weight, maybe 40 kilograms. His blood pressure was unstable. His diabetes readings were alarming. Our medical team was on high alert. One night at 3 a.m., an emergency call came. I rushed to the institute. In the conference room, other doctors had gathered. On a large screen, foreigners appeared. Swiss medical team. We were having a video conference with Kim Jong-un's personal Swiss physicians. They reviewed the latest medical data and issued prescriptions. We just took their instructions. That's when I realized we weren't North Korea's top doctors. We were errand boys. After the meeting, a senior colleague sighed in the hallway. Makes you wonder what we've accomplished. 10 years, 20 years of study. Senior, be careful. If someone hears, I know, just talking to myself. That colleague was 10 years older than me. He'd graduated top of his class from Pyongyang Medical School and studied in China. Even someone like that was reduced to interpreting for Swiss doctors. Dr. Lee, standing nearby, also sighed. He was my age. We'd attended Pyongyang Medical School together and joined the institute at the same time. He spoke quietly. Minho, how long do we have to live like this? Shh, keep it down. I stopped him then, but later, I realized Dr. Lee was thinking the same thing I was. A few days later, I was dispatched to a regular Pyongyang hospital. COVID suspects were overflowing, so even Mansamgang Institute doctors were mobilized. The moment I arrived at the hospital, I was shocked. Patients were lying in hallways, not on beds on the floor, just a blanket underneath, groaning. Some were getting IVs, but without IV. Stands, they'd hung the bags on nails in the wall. Doctor, please save him. My father can't breathe. A young woman grabbed my collar. The patient had severe pneumonia. He needed an oxygen respirator. Where's the oxygen respirator? We don't have one, comrade. This hospital doesn't have such things. Then at least antibiotics. Those ran out too. I was speechless. Our institute's medicine warehouse had the latest antibiotics piled like mountains. But here a patient was dying and there was no medicine. That patient died right in front of me. Father! Father! The daughter's cries echoed through the hallway. I stood frozen. I'd been a doctor for 15 years, but I'd never felt so powerless. In the next room, a child was having an appendectomy, but there was no anesthesia. The child screamed and cried while two nurses held him down tight. The doctor operated in that state. Ah, it hurts! Hang in there, kid. Almost done. I couldn't bear to watch. Kim Jong-un receives comfortable treatment with Swiss anesthesia, but this child is cut open without any. Later, I asked my mother about it. She said, even during the Korean War, it wasn't this bad. Even in wartime, they didn't operate without anesthesia. Yet now, in peacetime, this is the reality. Leaving the hospital, my legs had no strength. Standing at the entrance smoking, my hands trembled. I'd never smoked, but that day I bummed one from a colleague. Is this really a people's country? I muttered, and a nearby nurse looked at me. I quickly shut my mouth. A single word like that could get you reported, and that would be the end. I came home and told my wife, I went to a regular hospital today. How was it? Don't even ask. It was hell. My wife said nothing. She just squeezed my hand tight. She knew too. She understood how unfair the privileges we enjoyed really were. That night I couldn't sleep. When I closed my eyes, I heard that child's screams. The child who underwent surgery without anesthesia. Am I a doctor or just a servant of power? I couldn't answer that question. In medical school, I'd taken the Hippocratic Oath. The patient's life comes first. But what am I doing now? Protecting one person's health while turning my back on 25 million others. A few days later, my mother asked, "Minho, you're barely eating lately. What's wrong?" "Nothing, mother." A mother sees everything. "Your heart is hurting, isn't it?" "Yes. If it's hard, quit. Your health comes first." "Quit? This job? Then what happens to our family? The privileges disappear. The children can't attend school. We all become ordinary citizens. Or worse, we could be branded traitors and sent to a political prison camp." But my conscience kept tormenting me. That's when it started, the nightmares every night. Patients surrounding me asking, "Doctor, why won't you save me? Why does only Kim Jong-un get good medicine?" I'd wake up drenched in cold sweat. My wife would rub my back. "It's okay. It was just a dream." It was a dream, but it was also reality. Between my conscience as a doctor and my family's safety, I struggled every day. I spent that fall and winter like a nightmare. Every night, patients' faces haunted me. Every morning, I had to go measure Kim Jong-un's blood pressure. But the real nightmare arrived with the new year. It was early 2021. The new year had come, but Pyongyang's streets were quiet. No events because of COVID. People stayed home. The markets were half closed. Rations decreased further. But the Manson Gang Research Institute kept running. Kim Jong-un's health management couldn't stop. One day in January, I arrived at work as usual, but the atmosphere felt strange. Colleagues' faces were rigid. Whispering sounds came from the hallways. "Did you hear Dr. Choi?" "Shh, quiet." "What if someone hears?" At lunch, a senior colleague pulled me aside. "Minho, you know Dr. Choi Young-chul?" "Of course. He's the head of cardiology. He's been arrested." "What?" Dr. Choi was 15 years older than me. Kim Jong-un's cardiac specialist. Experienced and skilled. Above all, meticulous and careful. For what? Prescription error, they say. An error, Dr. Choi? It made no sense. He triple-checked every prescription. He couldn't have made a mistake. It wasn't really an error. Someone just needed a scapegoat. My colleague's voice trembled. A few days later, a full assembly was called. All Manson Gang Institute medical staff gathered in the auditorium. About 100 people. A state security department officer took the stage. "Comrades, today we expose a grave anti-party, anti-revolutionary act." Dr. Choi Young-chul was dragged out, handcuffed, hair disheveled. In just a few days, he'd become a completely different person. This traitor attempted to harm the supreme dignity's health. He deliberately prescribed wrong medication, causing serious side effects. Dr. Choi kept his head down, saying nothing. His face had already given up. This crime cannot be forgiven. He will receive the supreme penalty. Supreme penalty. That meant execution by firing squad. A young doctor beside me gasped for breath. My whole body froze. And this traitor's family will be punished under collective responsibility. His family too? Dr. Choi had a wife and 2 daughters. The older one was in high school, the younger in middle school. After the meeting, everyone returned in silence. No one spoke. We were all terrified. One wrong word and we could end up like that. Crying sounds came from the bathroom. A young nurse was crying alone. A week later, word came. Dr. Choi Young-chul had been executed by firing squad at the shooting range behind Kangon General Military Academy. His family was sent to a political prison camp. That night when I got home, I couldn't do anything. I just sat on the sofa, blank. My daughter approached. "Dad, are you okay?" "Nah." "Yeah, I heard at school today. Your colleague was executed. Is it true?" "Yes." "I'm scared, Dad." "What if you too?" My daughter's voice broke. I hugged her tight. "It's okay. Dad is careful." But my hands were shaking too. My daughter must have felt it. My wife came out of the kitchen. Her eyes were red and swollen. "Honey, Shh." I closed my mouth, conscious of listening devices. Instead, I held my wife's hand. She gripped mine tightly. That night, our whole family ate dinner in silence. Korean Central TV was on. Just news like the great Marshal Kim Jong-un. My mother spoke. "Minho, your mother suffered greatly during the Korean War. Your father died then too. I survived that hellish time." "Yes, mother. But you know what? Now feels more frightening. Back then, if bullets flew, you could dodge them. But now you never know when or where it'll happen." My mother's voice trembled. "Son, don't be too afraid. Heaven will help." But I feared reality more than heaven. The next day at work, the atmosphere had completely changed. Everyone eyed each other with suspicion. Even at lunch, no one spoke. No jokes, no laughter. In the hallway, I saw a doctor who'd been close to Dr. Choi. He'd been investigated too. Are you okay? Yeah. Luckily got through it. That's a relief. Minho, be careful. Here, there are no friends. Don't even trust family. Trust only yourself. Those words pierced my heart. In the evening, I went to check Kim Jong-un's blood pressure, measured and recorded as usual. Kim Jong-un was looking at something on his tablet. Comrade, my blood pressure's been a bit high lately. I apologize. I'll adjust the medication. If you don't want to end up like that bastard Choi Young-chul, do it right. A chill ran down my spine. I'll keep that in mind. Walking out, my legs were shaking. I leaned against the wall in the hallway for a moment, catching my breath. Tomorrow it'll be me and my family. That thought wouldn't leave my mind. I came home and looked at my children's faces. My daughter was studying for medical school exams. My son was doing engineering homework. I have to protect these children. Keep them alive somehow. That night I made a decision. This couldn't continue. That's when I started thinking about escape. But how? Was it even possible for a family of 5 to escape from North Korea? I spent nights wrestling with that question. And that fall, an opportunity came. It was fall 2021. 4 months had passed since Dr. Choi's execution. During that time, I was quietly but meticulously preparing, looking for escape routes. Just then, the border with China began opening slightly. As COVID subsided somewhat, essential goods trade resumed. One day in October, the Monsumgang Research Institute ordered a China trip, pick up medical equipment from Dandong. The 3 of us were selected, me and 2 colleague doctors. It was my first time on Chinese soil in 5 years. Downtown Dandong was completely different from Pyongyang. Neon signs flashing, people moving freely, shops overflowing with goods. Calling on cell phones, using the internet, laughing and talking freely. We ate dinner at a restaurant run by ethnic Koreans. A state security agent was monitoring us, but when I went to the bathroom, I was alone. Coming out of the bathroom, the Korean-Chinese owner approached me. "Sir, you're from the north, aren't you?" "Yes, take this." She pressed a small USB drive into my hand. "What is this?" "South Korean videos. Things you can't see in the north. Watch carefully. Why are you giving me this? We're the same people, aren't we? You have a right to know the truth." The woman disappeared into the kitchen. I put the USB deep in my pocket. My heart was pounding. If this was discovered, I'd go straight to a political prison camp. Even after returning to North Korea, I hid the USB for a week. I didn't dare look at it. But curiosity kept gnawing at me. One night, after everyone had gone to sleep, I turned on my laptop. My hands trembled as I inserted the USB. I opened the folder. About 10 video files. I clicked the first one. Seoul National University Hospital documentary. The screen lit up with astonishing scenes. A massive hospital building. Clean corridors. The latest medical equipment. Not just one MRI, over 10 of them. CT scanners, ultrasounds, robotic surgical equipment. A doctor was explaining to a patient, "We'll perform the surgery robotically. Recovery is faster and scarring is minimal." The patient asked, "Oh, are there any side effects?" "Yes, there can be certain side effects." "Let me explain in detail." The doctor was explaining to the patient. Something unimaginable in North Korea. We give orders to patients we don't explain. The next scene showed an emergency room. A traffic accident victim was brought in. Over 10 doctors and nurses rushed to treat them. Examined with the latest equipment, transfused blood, operated. Patient is stabilized. We'll inform the family. I wept watching the screen. In North Korea, they would have just died. No equipment in the ER, not enough doctors, no medicine. But here they go this far for a traffic accident victim. I watched other videos, a cancer patient smiling during treatment, a child comfortably anesthetized for surgery, a doctor apologizing to a patient. "I'm sorry. We should have been more careful." Doctors apologizing to patients. In North Korea, doctors are gods and patients are obedient subjects. When the videos finished, it was dawn. I sat blankly in front of the laptop. My head was spinning. So this is the world where doctors live. This is a real hospital. The medical skills we'd studied for 10, 20 years amount to only this much. North Korea's best hospital doesn't match even an ordinary South Korean hospital. Rage surged through me. What has our life been? What have we done all this time? The next day at work, I carefully approached a colleague, Dr. Lee, my university classmate. Working together all this time, we knew we could trust each other. "Dr. Lee, can we talk for a moment?" "Why?" I went somewhere private and whispered, "Are we going to live like this?" "What are you saying?" "You saw what happened to Dr. Choi. Tomorrow could be our turn." Dr. Lee's face hardened. "Be careful. You can't say things like that. What about our children? Will we let them live like us? Dr. Lee was silent for a long moment, then asked, "What are you thinking?" "Escape. Are you crazy? How could people like us escape? There must be a way. Your family? You'll take everyone?" "Of course. Obviously." Dr. Lee shook his head. "Impossible. Even alone would be hard, but with family?" But I didn't give up. A few days later, I met another colleague, then another. Surprisingly, 3 more people were thinking similarly. All Manson Gang Institute doctors. After Dr. Choi's execution, everyone was trembling with fear. We started meeting secretly. 4 families total, 12 people. 4 doctors, 4 wives, 4 children. Are we really doing this? We have to. Otherwise, we live as slaves here until we die. Money? I have gold I've saved over 5 years. About 500 grams. Broker. There's an ethnic Korean network in China. From that day, we prepared for 9 months. Our goal escape in July 2022. We gathered more gold from the markets. Sold special rations to raise money. Every China trip, we contacted Korean Chinese brokers. We didn't tell my daughter and son. Not my mother either. Children might slip up accidentally. Mother might object. But a week before departure, I had to tell her. "Mother." "What?" "We're leaving the North." My mother's face went white. "What?" "We can't survive like this, Mother. You've lost your mind. If caught, you'll all die. We won't get caught. Minho, your mother survived near death during the Korean War and raised you. I raised you so well, and now you want to run away. Mother, think about your grandchildren. I can't let them live in fear like me." My mother cried for a long time. "What about me?" I'm sorry. Mother, your age. Yes, I understand. Mother is old and would just be a burden. Mother!" "Go, but live well. You must survive." My mother gripped my hand tight. "When you go to Hamhung, visit your father's grave. Bow to your father once before you leave." "Yes, Mother." Mid-July 2022. 9 months of preparation complete. The escape date was finally set. We went down to Hamgyong Province, under the pretext of medical service in Wonsan. In reality, it was the final move for our escape. We got off at Hamhung Station and went to find my father's grave, a hillside near the Songchon River. Standing before the grave, tears came. "Father, your son is here. I'm leaving home now. I might never return." I bowed. "I'll protect the children." "Mother, I'm sorry." I looked around at my hometown landscape. The Songchon River flowing, mountains visible, the neighborhood where I played as a child. Farewell. That's how I said goodbye to my hometown. July 23rd, 2022. The longest day of my life. After saying goodbye to my father in Hamhung, we took trains and buses toward the border region. It took 2 days. Onsong County, North Hamgyong Province, the Tumen River border area. Our 4 families, 12 people, hid in a village, 30 kilometers from the border. The broker came. A Korean Chinese man, looked to be in his mid-40s. "Ready?" "Yes." "The money?" I handed over 500 grams of gold. My entire fortune saved over 5 years. The border guards? Paid off. Between 2 and 3 a.m. They change shifts. We go during that gap. Understood. I told the children, "Kids, today we're crossing a river." "What? What river?" "The Tumen River. We're going to China." My daughter's face went white. "Dad, if we're caught, we die, don't we?" "That's why we have to be careful." Absolutely no sound. My son was trembling too. Only 20 years old, facing this. My wife hugged the children. "It's okay. Mom and Dad will protect you." But my wife's hands were shaking too. We started preparing at 11 p.m. Changed into black clothes, packed minimal luggage. Only valuables, money, important documents. Past midnight, 1 a.m. The broker whispered, "We leave now." Absolutely no sound. "Don't run. Walk slowly." We walked through the darkness. 12 people in a line. The border fence appeared, about 3 meters high. But the broker knew a spot where the fence was cut. "Crawl through here." We crawled out one by one. My daughter's clothes caught, but she quietly freed them. Past the fence, the river appeared. The Tumen River. July meant low water levels, but it still looked chest deep. Enter slowly. No sudden movements. I held my daughter's hand. My wife held our son's. Other families held each other's hands. I dipped my foot in the water. It was cold. 1 step. 2 steps. Water to my knees. Then my waist. Suddenly my daughter slipped. "Ah!" A small sound. I quickly caught her. "You okay?" "Yes, Dad." Fortunately, the guards didn't seem to hear. We kept walking. Water to my chest. Breathing was hard. Just a little more. Just a little more. Halfway across the river, lights appeared. Border guards! Halt! Who goes there? My whole body froze. The broker whispered. Run, right now. We started running, splashing through the water toward the other side. Fire! Gunshots rang out. Bang, bang! Bullets hit the water. My daughter screamed. Dad! It's okay, keep running. My wife fell. A colleague doctor quickly pulled her up. The bank drew closer. 10 meters. 5 meters. Finally, we set foot on Chinese soil. Hide quickly! We hid in the grass on the riverbank, soaked, trembling. The guards shouted from across the river. We'll catch all you fugitives, hand you over to Chinese security. But they didn't cross. They couldn't cross the border. About 10 minutes later, the guards left. Only then did we breathe. Is everyone okay? Yes. Anyone hurt? No. Miraculously, no one was shot. The broker said, we need to get to the car now. Quickly! A car was waiting in the woods. Our 12 people climbed into the truck bed. The car started. My daughter cried in my arms. Dad, I was so scared. It's okay now. We survived. My wife was crying too. So was I. That's how we left North Korea. Looking back, I could see North Korean land across the Tumen River. My hometown shrouded in darkness. Mother, I'm sorry. Take care. I said goodbye in my heart. The truck drove all night. At dawn, we arrived at a Korean-Chinese village in Yanbian. We survived, miraculously. But this was just the beginning. A longer journey awaited us. We'd set foot on Chinese soil, but we weren't free yet. A Korean-Chinese village in Yanbian. Our 12 people hid in a dilapidated house. We couldn't go outside. If caught by Chinese police, we'd be sent back north. You'll need to hide here for 6 months, while we prepare the route to South Korea, the broker said. 6 months? 12 people in this cramped house for 6 months? But we had no choice. The first month was truly hard. 12 people living in 3 rooms. 1 bathroom, 1 kitchen. A Korean-Chinese woman brought us food. Today it's kimchi stew. Please eat. Thank you. But it was never enough for 12 people. We gave children first, adults ate small portions. At night, we secretly watched North Korean news online. 4 Mansum-gang institute doctors defect collectively. The news was about us. Massive search operation underway. We'll definitely capture and severely punish. A chill ran down my spine. North Korea was looking for us. More frightening was China. Word came that Chinese police were also searching for us at North Korea's request. One night, knock, knock, knock. A knock at the door. Everyone froze. Police? The broker asked through the door crack. No, Korean-Chinese. Here to help. We opened the door. A Korean-Chinese man entered. Police are patrolling this area, looking for defectors. You need to move elsewhere. Now? Yes, immediately. We packed again in the middle of the night, moved to another village. The new house was even worse. 2 rooms for 12 people. Still, we were grateful, just having a place to hide. About 3 months in, money started running out. Broker fees, rent, food. We need more money. What could we do? We were doctors but couldn't work in China. One colleague doctor said, could we treat patients secretly, Korean-Chinese patients? Wouldn't that be risky? But we have no other option. We ended up opening a secret clinic. Korean-Chinese patients came. Doctor, my back hurts so much. Let me see. We examined and prescribed. Didn't charge money. Received food instead. Doctor, thank you. Here's kimchi I made at home. No, thank you. Most patients were poor Korean-Chinese. People who couldn't afford Chinese hospitals. You came from the north, right? Must have been hard. It's okay. We're grateful just to be alive. We're the same blood, aren't we? We have to help. Those words brought tears, the warmth of compatriots in a foreign land. But crisis came again. 5 months in, one day, a colleague doctor's 15-year-old son went missing. Our child is gone. What? He went for a short walk this morning and hasn't come back. Everyone panicked. Caught by Chinese police? The broker made inquiries. North Korean agents tried to kidnap him, but they failed and the kid escaped. Where to? Probably hiding in nearby mountains. We searched for that child all night, combing mountains, circling villages. At dawn, we found him, hiding in an abandoned house. You okay? Yes. I was so scared. The child was trembling all over. That day we realized China wasn't safe either. We need to get to South Korea quickly. We pressed the broker, preparing. Wait 1 more month. That month felt like a year. During that time, we were more careful. Didn't go outside, made no noise, lived holding our breath. My daughter asked, Dad, when do we go to South Korea? Soon. Will we be free there? Yes. No one will take us away. Can I go to school? Of course. You can do whatever you want. My daughter smiled. The first smile I'd seen in months. 6 months passed. The broker came. Ready. We leave tomorrow. Where to? Through Laos to Thailand. From there, go to the South Korean embassy. Finally going to South Korea. My heart pounded. Half anticipation, half anxiety. The Korean Chinese woman came to say goodbye. Doctors, farewell. Live well in South Korea. Ma'am, thank you so much. We'll never forget your kindness. What are you saying? We're the same people. We'll meet again when Korea unifies. Those words made everyone cry. The next morning, we left China. 6 months of hiding ended. Now we were truly heading toward freedom. But the journey wasn't over yet. January 2023, we traveled through southern China toward Laos. Bus, train, on foot. We used every method. Took over 10 days. Every border crossing felt like my heart would burst. We were using fake passports. Show your passport. China-Laos border. Customs officers checked our passports. Sweat poured down. I squeezed my daughter's hand tight. Pass. Stamped and let through. We survived. We entered Laos. Tropical climate hot. Over 30 degrees even in January. We rested in Vientiane for a few days while the broker prepared the next route. But on the third day, I saw suspicious men in the hotel hallway. 2 Asians watching our room. North Korean agents. I knew instinctively. I quickly returned to the room and told my colleagues, North Koreans are here. They seem to be tracking us. What? We have to leave immediately. We packed. Called the broker. Emergency. Come get us right now. Understood. 30 minutes later, the broker came with a car. We escaped through the back door. As soon as we got in the car, another car followed from behind. That car is following us. I know. Hold tight. The broker accelerated. We raced through Laotian countryside roads. The car behind sped up too. Getting closer. Dad, I'm scared. My daughter cried. It's okay, it's okay. But I was scared too. Suddenly, the broker made a sharp turn, entered an unpaved road. The car rattled. Children screamed. The car behind followed, but couldn't maintain speed on the unpaved road. We pulled further away. We drove for maybe an hour. Arrived at a small village. Hide here. Tomorrow we cross into Thailand. That night no one slept, worried we might be attacked again. Next morning at dawn we headed for Thailand. Laos-Thailand border. The Mekong River flowed. We crossed the river by boat. An illegal route. That's Thailand. Finally arrived. Setting foot on Thai soil, I exhaled in relief. Now we just need to reach the South Korean embassy, the broker said. 10 hours by bus to Bangkok. We drove all night. At dawn, we arrived in Bangkok. The South Korean embassy is visible there. The Korean flag appeared in the distance. Tears came. Finally, the end is in sight. Standing at the embassy entrance, my legs were shaking. Let's go in. Our 12 people entered the embassy. We're North Korean defectors. Please help us. The staff looked at us with surprised expressions. 12 people? Yes. 4 families. This way, please. We were guided to a waiting room, a clean, safe space. Staff brought water and food. Eat first. You've been through so much, haven't you? At those words, everyone started crying. Thank you. Thank you so much. We survived. We'd made it to South Korea. A few days later, we boarded a plane. Flight to Incheon. Clouds visible outside the window. We were flying in the sky. Now we're free. Truly free. My daughter held my hand. Dad, we did it. Yes, we did it. My wife was smiling too. The first relaxed face I'd seen in months. The plane flew towards South Korea, toward a new life. April 15, 2023. We arrived at Incheon Airport. Stepping off the plane, my legs trembled. This is really South Korea, the Free Republic of Korea. We went through immigration. The officer spoke kindly. You're North Korean defectors, right? Welcome. This way, please. Welcome. In North Korea, defectors are traitors, but here they say welcome. Tears came. Stepping outside the airport, I saw Seoul's sky. Blue sky, free air. Dad, is this South Korea? Yes. Wow. There are so many cars. The roads were packed with cars. Luxury sedans, buses, trucks. Incomparable to North Korea. We went to Hanawon, the North Korean defectors' settlement education facility. We received 3 months of education there. South Korean society adaptation, language education, job training, and so on. At first, there were too many amazing things. You can use the internet on your phone? Yes, anytime, anywhere. Can we see North Korean news too? Yes, just search and it all comes up. Shocking. Looking up North Korean news on a phone. I searched Mansum Gang Institute defection. Dozens of articles appeared. Our story. Kim Jong-un's personal physicians defect. In group, North Korea shocked. Even top privileged class flees North Korean regime. I read the comments too. What kind of country is it when even doctors flee? Welcome. Be happy in South Korea. When Korea unifies, please help develop North Korean healthcare. I cried reading those comments. Strangers cheering for us. The most shocking thing was the hospital tour. Hanawan took us to Seoul National University Hospital. The moment we entered the hospital, my jaw dropped. This is a hospital? So clean, spacious, modern. 100 times better than North Korea's Mansum Gang Institute. The guide explained. This is the emergency room. About 60,000 visitors annually. The ER was as wide as a hotel lobby. Over 50 beds. Over there is the MRI room, CT room, ultrasound room. How many MRIs do you have? Our hospital has 15. 15? How many MRIs does all of North Korea have? Probably not even 10. But one hospital has 15. We went to the operating room. This is the robotic surgery room. A robot performs surgery. The doctor just sits at a console and controls it. Even Kim Jong-un can't get this. I muttered, and a colleague beside me laughed. They say insured patients can get this too. What? Regular people can get it. I almost fainted. Treatment that North Korea's supreme leader can't receive here. Ordinary people can get it? We toured the emergency room too. A traffic accident victim was brought in. Over 10 doctors and nurses rushed over. Check vital signs. Prepare blood transfusion. Get a CT. They treated the patient instantly. With the latest equipment. I watched that scene with tears. In North Korea, they would have just died. North Korean regular hospitals have no IV bags, no transfusion blood, no CTs. That's when I understood the meaning. Why I nearly fainted upon arriving at a South Korean hospital. This was it. The gap in medical standards was so extreme that even as a doctor, I couldn't believe it. Finishing the tour, my legs had no strength. Doctor, are you okay? Yes, just too shocked. I understand. Many defector medical professionals feel that way. That night in my room, I thought, what have I been doing all this time? What did I learn in 15 years as a doctor? I thought I was a top doctor in North Korea. But coming here, I realized I was nothing. But I didn't give up. I decided to start over, to become a South Korean doctor. After finishing Hanawan education, we settled in Seoul. The government provided settlement funds, helped with housing too. This is all free. Yes, government support. Unimaginable in North Korea. The children went to school. My daughter prepared to transfer to university. My son entered high school. Dad, the kids at school are nice. Really? Yes, when they heard I'm from North Korea, they were all curious and wanted to help. That's good. But my accent is a bit different. The teacher said she'd help me adjust. Work hard. I started preparing for the medical licensing exam. I looked at South Korean medical textbooks. Completely different from North Korea's. What is all this? I had to study from scratch. At age 52, but I didn't give up. I studied 10 hours daily at the library. My colleague doctors were preparing the same way. Minho, how far did you study today? Cardiology Chapter 3. Same here. Is it hard? Hard. But we have to do it. Right. Let's become doctors who treat our North Korean compatriots. Those words gave me strength. A year has passed. I still sometimes have nightmares. Dreams of being chased in North Korea. Dreams of being shot at the Tumen River. I wake up drenched in sweat. But when I open the window, I see Seoul's free sky. Here is freedom. No one will take me away. That thought comforts me. I was shocked at convenience stores too. 24-hour operation? Yes, come anytime. You can buy food even at midnight. Unimaginable in North Korea. Supermarkets amazed me too. Why are there so many products here? Everything you want is here. Just pick and take. Rice, meat, vegetables, fruits, snacks, drinks. Everything. So many choices it was almost confusing. In North Korea, we took whatever the distribution center gave us. Here I can choose. This is freedom. The internet was amazing too. I watched North Korean videos on YouTube. Defector stories, North Korean news, Kim Jong-un's activities. I can freely watch this. I could leave comments too. I'm also a defector doctor, living well in South Korea. Don't lose hope. Then comments appeared. We support you. Please work hard for North Korean compatriots. We respect you. Tears came. But there were things I missed. My mother. How is my mother left behind in the North? Was she punished after I defected? I prayed every night. Mother, stay healthy. Your son is living well here. I'll come find you when Korea unifies. I miss my hometown too. Hamhung Songcheon River. The hillsides where I played as a child. My father's grave. We can go back someday, right? I asked my wife. Of course. When Korea unifies, will unification happen in our generation? Who knows, but we have to have hope. Right. We have to have hope. Currently, I'm working as an intern at a hospital. I passed the national exam. Working with South Korean medical staff, I learn every day. Do it like this. Yes, explain to the patient first and get consent. In North Korea, we didn't explain, just did it. Here, patient rights are important. It was a new world. Patients evaluate doctors. Doctors apologize when they make mistakes. When patients have questions, we explain kindly. This is a real doctor. This is real healthcare. My daughter transferred to a South Korean medical school, studying again. Dad, I'll become a South Korean doctor too. Good. Work hard. And later, when Korea unifies, I'll go there and do medical volunteer work. That's a good idea. My son attends engineering school. Dad, I'll become an engineer. I want to work rebuilding North Korean infrastructure. I'm proud of you, son. My wife is preparing for the pharmacist certification exam. Our whole family is running toward new dreams. There are hard times. Language barriers, cultural differences, prejudice. But it's okay, because here is freedom. We can dream freely, speak freely, live freely. I want to tell compatriots in North Korea, don't lose hope. Freedom exists. You can do it too. And to South Korean citizens, I want to say thank you. Thank you for accepting us. We'll definitely repay you. Someday when Korea unifies, I'll return to North Korea to treat compatriots as a doctor. That's my dream. I hope to see unification in our generation, so I can meet my mother again, step on my hometown soil again, bow at my father's grave. I earnestly pray for that day to come. Thank you.